Hello there everybody, welcome back to another Umamusume video, and in this video we're going to be doing a career run, but from the lens of like a brand new player, and if you're just trying to struggle and winning like your first career ever, not even necessarily the finale, the URA finale, but just the basic career goals. I'm going to try to walk you through kind of the basics of the game that you really need to start to like understand before you can like I don't know, like, consistently start winning. And there's a couple different things. Obviously, horse choice, while it matters to some extent, the star levels, they're less impactful than you would think they would be. Like, a 1-star horse isn't, like, meaningfully worse than a 3-star horse, for example. Obviously, their stats are different, and their stats are slightly lower. Their ults are slightly worse, but none of these things are meaningful enough to where it's like you can't win a career with a 1-star horse. And in some cases, I think some of the 1-star horses are just very easy. Like Haru Urara, I don't know how people typically feel about her, but I think she's pretty simple to win with. I also think Bakshino is very simple to win with. I'm not sure who I'm going to do my run with. I'll do my run with one of the harder horses. Well, quote-unquote harder horses. I mean, honestly, one of the hardest horses to win with for me for the longest time when I was new was Mihono Bourbon. But she has some difficult goals. I don't know. Anyways, before we get into the horse racing itself, one of the other massive things that you need to understand, I don't know if you heard that, but that was me. That was my Steel Series thing. One of the most important things is your support card deck, okay? And something a lot of people have like a misconception about is that SSR cards are like significantly better than SR cards, which is not the case. What do I mean by this? Well, a level 1 SSR card, meaning you only have, or not level 1, level 1 uncap, or level 0 uncap rather, but level 30 base is 0 uncap. So 0 dupe card. A level 30 0 dupe SSR is significantly worse than like even a 2 dupe or god forbid a 4 dupe SR card, right? Reason being, here, let me see. So this is a good card for me to show off because it's a 4 limit break or a max limit break like wit card, and you can see these support effects here. 15% friendship bonus, right? And if we take a look at like a random level or limit break 0 level 30 SSR card, you can see it has similar effects, you know, friendship bonus, mood bonus 30%, some initial speed, initial friendship gauge on this Bakshino card. And you can see the stats are similar, and this card is only level 25, which would be the 0 limit break stat. I haven't leveled this card up, but if I do level this card up, you can see the extra bonuses that you get from the card. It takes the friendship bonus up to 20%, the mood effect up to 50%, the initial friend gauge up to 25%, 40% hint frequency, more specialty priority, more wit friendship recovery, race bonus, fan bonus, wit bonus. You see what I mean? This would be a max level SR card. You compare that to like a random level 30, which is 1 copy of an SSR, and it's just not even close, right? So SS cards, while they are very powerful and can get very powerful, if you look at this is the event card that was the event that was running when the game first came out, or when I started playing the game. Obviously, this card you were able to get at max limit break for free, and I mean you can see the stats on it are quite good, obviously, right? I mean, this card is slightly worse than like a regular SSR you pull from the gacha, just how it is. I mean, it's still very good though. But my point is, SR cards are, if you're not a spender, SR cards are very important. And unfortunately, since I'm saving for the Kita-san Black Banner, I don't have very many max limit break SR cards that I would actually use. In fact, I don't have any. So, yeah. Anyways, I just wanted to make that very clear. Support deck is very, very important. One thing I do want to touch on before we get in, though, is do you pull for horses or support cards? Well, based on what I just said, if you're really trying to build your account for longevity, you want to always prioritize support cards, right? I think that's like standard pretty standard advice, right? That being said, it's a game, and it's supposed to be fun, and like I said, the differences between horses doesn't really matter, like, at all for career mode. So if there's a horse girl that you really enjoy, for example, Biwa Hayahide, if you really like Biwa, pull for Biwa, right? That's the whole point of games, you know? Do the thing that makes you happy. Meta efficiency progression can only take you so far. And that's something to keep in mind. Anyways, let's do a career run. And I'll kind of walk you through the things that you should be focusing on when you're playing the game. What do I want to do here? Who do I want to do a run with? Super Creek. Bakshino. Who do I want to do a run with? Let's do Haru Urara. What do we got here, guest-wise? So, stat-wise, legacy horses are very important. This is a pretty good fucking horse. Good God. Stamina and power? Sheesh. I think I'm gonna take this horse. Well, yeah, I'm gonna try playing Haru Urara as a late surger, which is how she's supposed to be played. Bow, 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 bow. But it is a triangle affinity, which is not ideal. All of these are triangle affinities, unfortunately, I'm afraid. All of mine are triangle as well. Haru Urara fans in shambles. For affinity, you want to try to get it to double circle. Like, here, let me show you. If I go El Condor Pasa, I do this. I do this. Double circle affinity. This just means you inherit more skills and on every inspiration. If you don't know what an inspiration is, don't worry. We'll figure it out together. I'll walk you through it, buddy. Ba-da-bum. I think... if I go Daiwa, I get double circle. You know what? I'll do it. I'll do it for y'all. I am gonna be... Like I said, I'm gonna use my regular support deck. That was kind of also part of the reason why I wanted to talk about it at the beginning. The friend card, you should find a high-level SSR card for your friend unit. I would highly recommend Super Creek if you're still learning the game. I'm running 4 speed, 2 stamina, one of the staminas being a high level or 3 level. 3 limit break Super Creek. Reason why you should run Super Creek is because Super Creek card gives you corner recovery, which then leads into Swinging Maestro, which is a stamina skill, and stamina seems to be an issue, especially when you're new, and you can kind of make up for it through this skill. But otherwise, I'm using 2 0 limit break SSRs, which, again, an SR card would be better than these if I had one. I'm using the max limit break event card, which, again, is good, and it was free, but it is not as good as like a regular SSR max limit break. And I'm using my 2 limit break twin turbo, which is a card that I just pulled from the banner, which I got lucky to get. I'm not going to say that I didn't. 2 limit break twin turbo is quite good, but this is like my best card by far. And then I'm using a 2 limit break SR stamina card, just because this is my best stamina card. So, like I said, this is a very achievable sort of starting deck, even if you're like brand new. If you reroll, you could easily make a better deck than me. So don't look at this and be like, oh, you have a bunch of SSR cards. Just gap me. It's not quite. That's the whole point. Anyways, would highly recommend you shorten all events, turn skip on double speed. Oh shit, did I do an El Condor Pasta run? Oops. Hold on. I would highly recommend you not doing this. Save and exit? No, you know what? No, I won't do it. Oops, I didn't mean to save and exit. I meant to give up. Oopsie. Listen, I said I was going to do Haru Urara. I was like, why is it double circle? Would highly recommend you not giving up your career, because that costs 30 stamina or TP. Because I was like, this Haru Urara should not be a double circle. Yeah, I think this Haru Urara is going to be permanently triangle. But, that's fine. And by that's fine, I mean it's not fine, but that's all you can do. Let's load this up. Oop, wrong Super Creek. Where's my 3-limit break Super Creek? There we go. Alright, this time for real. But like I said, double skip, shorten all events. There's a lot of text. Would highly recommend it. Alright, so the first thing you want to do, there's 3 years to this game. First year, typically the advice is you want to focus on friendships. What are friendships? You see over here in the different training zones, you have friend cards in the top right that show up. If you train here without a hint is an exclamation point. I'll talk about that when we see one. But if you train without a hint, you gain 7 friendship with everyone present. So the only 2 friend training is stamina, so I'm going to pick stamina. You want to build friendships. Reason why you want to build friendships is because basically when they hit 80 friendship, so the bar gets here and the bar turns orange, they're able to offer friendship training in their specific specialty. So like, since I have 4 speed, 2 stamina cards, my 2 stamina friends can offer rainbow training and stamina. My 4 speed friends can offer it on speed. The exclamation point is a hint. Hints are important for friendship building because they give an additional 5 friendship with that card. And they also give you like a skill hint. A skill hint basically means it's a hint for a skill that your horse can learn. If we go here, we go to skills. Hints reduce the cost of a skill, and it also lets you buy the skill. I mean, this just happens to be the best one, so we take power. We get the hint from Super Creek, base 7 friendship, and then we get an extra 5 friendship from the hint. And you'll always notice these extra, like, dialogue options. You always want to prioritize the effects that give you stamina, or not stamina, energy back. Because like I said, energy is the most valuable resource since you get to choose how to spend it, and also typically you can spend it in the more efficient way for stats. But if you don't know what each option does, you can look it up online. GameTora is the website that people use. You can also just kind of figure it out and play yourself, and, you know, eventually you learn what these options do through trial and error. That's the route that I take. Because having a website open all the time is not my most favorite thing in the world. Something to also note is wit training. Wit training does not take stamina, rather it gives you a little bit of stamina back. You can see up here. A lot of people fall into the trap of prioritizing wit training too much early on, and while wit is good to take on occasion, as wit is a stat that basically allows you to activate skills. It does a little bit more than that, but in short, it just is like the skill stat. Taking too much wit just kind of bricks your horse. And I know some people fall into the trap of taking wit far too much. In this scenario, since there's 1 friend spread out on everything, you could definitely make the argument of taking wit, but I think I'm going to take speed. Because another thing is, you can see on each training facility, there's a level associated with each of these stats, right? Every time you train 5 times in one facility, so if I train 5 speed, it'll level it up to level 2. A level 2 training facility gives more stats than a level 1, and it maxes out at level 5. So I want to always prioritize either speed or stamina. Typically, I want more speed. You always want the most speed. For any horse. For late surger, since I'm going to try to build Haru Urara as a late surger, I'm going to want a lot of power and a good bit of stamina. But speed still should be my number 1 stat. So I want to prioritize leveling this facility up when possible. And since there's 1 friend in each and my my energy looks fine, I'm going to take speed. There's 2 friends in wit, 2 in power. I am going to take the wit this time, because these are 2 friends that I want to prioritize. They already have low friendship and they're hard to build friendship with, and I do want to get to 100 wit before the first race, if possible. It doesn't really matter. It's just something that I personally try to shoot for. Again, I think this is my next wit take. Same reason. This is an insta take since it's 3 friends. But typically, if you just go with the training that has the most friends, you can't really go wrong. 17% fail chance seems low, but honestly, I would rest. I typically try to rest if it's anywhere above 15% fail. Like, yeah, I could have ripped it, but if you fail, it's really bad. I'm taking speed. 2 friends on speed, and it also puts a point towards leveling up speed. Unfortunately, I think this is a wit. See, I've taken wit 3 times now. And especially at the beginning of the game where you have no skills, wit doesn't really help. It looks like I'm going to have to take wit again. Yeah, I'm going to have to take wit again. 3 friends is too good to pass up. My wit training leveled up. Does it level after 3 times? I thought it was 5 times. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not perfect, but Game Torah can tell you everything for sure. Take stamina because it's a hint. And also, it's just better stats for us right now. We're in race day. You can see here, it's a dirt sprint. I always would recommend you look at predictions, because while your guts and wit probably always will be like X's or triangles, it gives you a good idea of your speed, stamina, and power, and what you might need to focus on if you're, like, still trying to get familiar with the game. And also, a thing about skills... The longer you don't spend your skill points, the better off you are, because the more hints you're likely to get, which end up reducing the cost of your skills. But when you're starting to learn the game, I think spending your skill points early just to help, like, secure you winning races isn't a bad thing. And I'm going to play this as if I am with that mindset. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this skill. It's a stamina skill. I'm just going to take it now. I don't really need it for the sprint, and I don't need it for this race, but like I said, I'm going to try to emulate sort of what a newer player might do. And I am going to skip all the races just for the sake of time. This is already going to be a very long video, and I know that. But I just hope that this video is helpful. Alright, now we have 25 turns of training, which is Haru Urara's specialty. Haru Urara is a pretty simple horse in terms of her goals. She just wants to place top 5 in a lot of races. The only race you need to win is this one, the JBC Sprint, which is one of the last races. She only wants to run in the Arima Kinen. And otherwise, the rest of her goals are just earning fans. But this is another reason why I say Haru Urara is, like, the easiest horse to complete the career with. Not necessarily the finale, but the career. I think I'll take Guts, just because it's 2 with Hint, even though Guts is not a very good stat currently. Like I said, the stats you want to prioritize typically is speed, and then stamina, and power, depending on what style your horse is. Power, I guess I can give you a small overview of what the stats do, to my understanding. Speed is obviously speed, shouldn't need explanation. Stamina is basically HP for your horse. The more stamina you have, the more HP your horse has. Your horse loses HP throughout the race. If your horse doesn't have enough stamina, it basically dies, and you get 18th place. Power is a stat that is important for breaking out of the pack. For example, Pace Chaser or Late Surger need much more power than anything else, because you need to break out of the pack, and it affects your max acceleration. So the more power, the more better, and Late Surgers and Pace Chasers need this. So it's something to keep in mind. Front runners need the least amount of power, if any power at all, which is why people typically say front runners are easy to win with, because you can literally just focus on speed and stamina. And they're not wrong. I just think Haru Urara's career is super easy. We insta-take speed. 3 friends is good enough for me. Speed is the best stat. Again, I think, yeah, just insta-speed. Don't even think about it, baby girl. And mood is another thing that I haven't talked about, but a lot of people fall into the trap of trying to get their mood up early. I only bother getting my mood above bad or awful because I'm not training for stats right now. I'm training to build friendships. Once I start training to build for stats, I'll focus on getting to good or great. And there's also a lot of random events that can raise your mood, so there's no real reason to focus on mood early on, in my opinion. I think you could consider wit, but I take stamina. 3 friends is better, and it's a better stat. I need to rest no matter what. We can consider doing a race as well, because we need to do races. Ideally, I want to do like a G2. What is a G2 I can do? Ooh, a G1, but that's not dirt. Haru Urara is one of the few dirt racehorses. And I don't remember when all the dirt races happen. I'll be the first to say it. Okay. Okay, so there's not very many dirt options. So it looks like it's stat training time. Hopefully this video is helpful. If it is helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm going to be posting a lot of Umamusume comment. Umamusume. I don't know how to pronounce it, man. I'm white and American and fat. And you can see here, I'm just picking the most friends. The most friends on the stats that are most useful. I will take wit again just because these 2 friends are very close to hitting 80. Let's beat her in a race. Okay, that's energy. Good. Take speed. Don't even think about it. Okay, so now this is our first friendship training, and that's because special week is 80 friendship. You can see by the bar, she's that, which means this gives a ton of stats now. Again, we got lucky again. I can't take this because I need the energy. What about the race? I need to schedule a race so I don't forget. I think it was March? Oh no, late February. But this is mile. I want to do sprint. Because Haru is a sprinter, right? Yes. So you always also want to only do the tracks that your horse has good aptitude for. You might think B is fine, and B is workable, but A and S are preferred. So if you can avoid it, don't run Bs or less, only run As or higher. Oh, this is energy, but I have max energy, so I guess I have to take a stat one. This wit is good, but both of these friends are already 80, so I'm going to prioritize stamina. Because stamina is also just a better stat. Again, same reason here. There's 4 friends here. One of them's the director, though. And 2 of them already have 80. It would just be Twin Turbo that I'm gaining friendship with, so I'm going to pick stamina because this will push both Mayano and Super Creek to 80, and it's 3 friends, with one of them being the reporter. It's just a lot of, like, making the, not optimal decision, but the decision that makes the most sense given the situation. I think I'm gonna rest. This will overcap me on energy, but that day was really bad. I would have liked to have raced, but I can't race. Yeah, I take speed here. I'm okay with that. I think it's race time now? Ooh, mood down sucks. Mood down on race day. Well, what can you do? Is there another dirt? It's a dirt mile, dirt sprint. I mean, I guess we don't have to do this. Because we lose stats, 2% stats. But we're gonna run anyways. We should be fine. We should clear this. It should not be hard. And I could have spent my skill points, but I chose not to because I forgot, honestly. But like I said, you don't necessarily need to. I'm just doing it because a newer player might be more inclined to do this. Which is totally fair. Oh, we got a mood up. Nice. I won't do it right now. I'm gonna need another race, though, but I know there's another race coming up. Yeah, there. Dirt mile, dirt sprint. This is the one. Is there any other races that are better? 8 turns. Dirt sprint here. Yeah, I mean, I can do this. I'll recreation because we're getting stats now. We got the karaoke event, which is +2 mood, and this is the inspiration thing, so this is where the affinity of your legacy horses matter. The higher your affinity, the more stats you get from inspiration, or the higher chance. Something like that. Game Torah will tell you if you really want to know. I just know it's something like that. At this point of the game, you basically just pick the rainbow. The rainbow training. You build up the friendships in order to get to this point, and then you just pick the rainbow. It's very, very self-explanatory, I think. Yeah, I know. I have a race scheduled. Don't you worry. I'll take speed here, since we need to build training, or build friendship with those 2 people anyways. Yes, I know. I know. It'll be okay. I think we just take speed again. And then summer camp. Yeah, I'll take this, and then I'll rest for summer camp. Unless my race is today. My race is not today. My race is tomorrow, right? Yes. Hit him with a rest. Sucks that I'm gonna have to race on summer camp, but what can you do? I didn't check my prediction or spend my skill points, but hey. Oh, I can't view results because I've never done this race before. I guess let's watch the end of this race together. We get to see good old Haru Urara run. We should clear this, though. Go get him, Haru. We might be in 11th, but she's a late surger. You gotta trust in the horse. You gotta trust in Haru. Here she comes. That's my girl. That's my girl. But you can see if she was, like, behind the pack and more boxed in, things would have not gone well. Okay. Summer camp is 4 turns of level 5 facilities. That's the big thing about summer camp. It just makes every facility level 5. And it lasts for 4 turns. So it's very good, and it also turns rest into rest and recreation, which means you'll get 40 energy and a mood up every single time. I have to rest, unfortunately. That's how she goes. And obviously your mood can't go above great, but that's okay. We take stamina. Haru doesn't need a lot of stamina either because she's a sprinter. But, like I said, I'm just playing this. I'm playing this how I would normally play, like, a regular horse, I guess. Which, maybe not so good, but probably helps for people following along. I'm also gonna get her late surger skills. Or some late surger skills, excuse me. Just so I don't keep saving my skill points, because I think a newer player would have already spent their skill points, which I don't think is a bad thing. And I want to keep showing you that I'm trying to do what I say. So oh, that was my my thing. Hold on. Excuse me. My little refresh thing. That was me. Don't worry. Don't worry. That was me, fellas. Alright. Sorry. Had to mute that tab. I don't need stamina, really, but I'm gonna take it because this is too good to pass up. Oof, another stamina, and this would push Twin Turbo to 80. Yeah, we're taking it, I guess. A 400 stamina Haru Urara. My goat. We need to consider doing a race, however. Because we need 12k fans, and I don't think we have it. Nope, we don't. Let's work... No, let's do a challenge. Yeah, 30 energy. Hell yeah, brother. This would be a good turn to do a race if we can. Dirt sprint, but it's an OP race. Dirt mile. Dirt sprint, but it's an OP race. So it looks like we're gonna have to do an OP race, which is not a lot of fans. But we can do it today, so fuck it. We will clear. We are heavily outstatted for that. Energy went down, shaking my head. So good stat-wise, but we don't need the stamina. I can't not take it, though. I mean, I could have, but it would not have felt good. Okay, now it's place top 5. So this is where Haru Urara starts to get crushed. We don't... Yeah, we can take the energy. I think that's energy. Good speed. We need more speed. Give us friendship on speed. Okay, let's spend some skill points. Do we have anything that makes us go faster? Ramp up? Ramp up seems pretty good for a late surger. Sure, we'll take it. What are the predictions looking like, boss? I mean, double circling like everything, which is funny. But we'll see. This is a G3. I mean, we should probably win. Nope. But that's okay, because we only needed top 5. And that's why Haru is... chill. And then it's only top 5 in the February stakes, even though these races are like back-to-back-to-back. I think I'm just gonna raw train speed. Because we need to be faster, and we need more power. And training speed also trains power. 2 stats we need horrendously badly. G1, yeah, see. G1, double circle, circle, circle. We should still easily place top 5, I think, even though this is a mile, unfortunately. Woo! 4th is top 5, though. That's all we care about. Alright, and then we got some turns of training. We 100% just insta-take speed. We need to focus out. We need to get some speed. Speed me? Yes, sir. Inspo time. Inspiration happens at the same time every run. 54 power. Love to see that. Most of those stats are from my friend horse, not my own horse, Legacy, which is why I picked it, because it's like something that a newer player could do. Yeah. We'll just rest. Feed me. Can't take speed. I mean, I could take speed. I think I'm okay taking wit here. Just because there was 2 friends on it and I needed... Well, I could have used a little bit of wit. I think 200 wit is where I try to aim for. Summer camp is coming up in 2 turns. We take speed. And then we take a rest. I was resting anyway, so I took the energy down option. Speed me. No good options here. This is another time where you could consider taking wit. I think I'm just gonna rest, though. Because you only ever get 40 energy from resting in summer camp. What do I want to take? Anything good here to make me go faster? How about straight away adapt? What's the Preds saying? The Preds are looking good, but it is a mile race. Again, Haru Urara is B on mile. But it don't matter, because we outstat him so goddamn hard. We only needed to place top 5, we won. Now, this is the race we need to win, JBC Sprint. This is the only race Haru needs to win. And it is a sprint, at least, which is good. Very good for us. Can I have some of those carrots? Fill my energy up, please? Ooh, he really needed to give me some good training, and that was not good training. I take speed no matter what. I sit on speed until we fucking die. Mood went down. Well, I guess I'll take this because it's so good. Double rainbow and another friend. I can't take this. I need to give us the best chance of winning as possible. So I mood up to make sure we're great mood for the race. And hopefully we get speed next. This is just a random event that can happen after a certain point when you do a recreation. I mean, it fell in the hole, let's be honest. I disagree with that. Fucking claw machine. Getting scammed by claw machines in real life and in the game, man. Shaking my head. Again. Oh, I want to go for the Haru Urara. Surely the Haru Urara comes home. Yes, sir. I got her herself. Give me a rainbow speed before the race. Yes, sir. Don't think there's anything we can really buy. We're just checking. Alright, we need to win this. Come on, girl, you got this. She got 8. It happens. That's why we got alarm clocks. This is the only race you gotta win, and our stats are perfect. Second, we go again. There we go. Sometimes the RNG is just like that. I mean, we had the skills, we had the stats, we just rolled badly twice. If I had to guess, she probably just got boxed in at the end and wasn't able to break out fast enough. That's usually what happens. And obviously power and stamina are important, but we have plenty of both of those stats. I am going to take a wit because there's 4 friends on it. Give me a speed before we go. Not that it matters, because we just have to run in the Arima Kinnan. You're never going to win this as Haru Urara unless you, like, specifically build to win this race. Which, I promise you, we are not doing. We'll do corner adapt. Why not? Now, you know what? Let's hit Sky High Teo Step. It's a good skill. I just don't know if it works well for her. And the reason why you're never going to win this unless you build specifically for it is because it's both a turf race and a long race. 2 things that Haru Urara is not good at. She is E-turf, G-long. We got 16th. That is last place. But that is no surprise. You are expected to place like that. But that is her career done. This is all of her career goals. We will see if we can win the URA finale. We have the stats to do it, for sure. It's just up to the dice rolls, how the dice decide to play out. You can see we have the stats for this easily. And these are all dirt sprints. Okay, we won the first one. Give me a speed for the road. I have enough skill points to buy a skill that will help us. Not really. Well, take the late surger one. Try and take this. I don't know what the fuck this does, though. We'll do corner skill. I know what the hell velocity does. You see, our stats are good, just up to the dice. Up to how Haru Urara decides to play it. We got second. I mean, I'll alarm clock it. Fuck it, why not? No, we got first. It's possible. We made it to the finals. One more speed training for the road. And this is it. All comes down to this. We'll watch the last leg of the race just because it's the last one. I don't think we have any more alarm clocks. What do you got, Haru? She looks pretty boxed in. This is not looking good. She is not in a good place. Yeah, she can't go forward. This is usually why you lose. Not about the stats, it's about the positioning of the horse. Can't do much about that. It is what it is. And that's why late surgers can be a little bit difficult to win with. Which is why you, again, can go front runner, but if you're just trying to beat a career and not the scenario, I think Haru's career is the easiest to beat by far. Anyways, though, I think that does it. We did what I set out to accomplish. I beat her career. We got to the finals of the URA. It was overall a very close run. And our final stats are this. This is way more stamina than you need for sprints. I am fully aware of that. But that's just where the stats lied, and I could not stop myself from taking the stamina when the stamina showed up. That's how it goes. We'll finish up our career, though, and then we can head on out of here. Again, make sure you like the video if you like it, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm going to be posting more Umamusume videos for sure. I love this game. Even if I'm not the greatest at it, I'm learning, man. Our sparks are terrible as always. Would expect nothing less from this game. But yeah, I'll see you guys all in the next one. Isn't she so adorable? Alright. Bye!